Pakistan's semi-final victory over New Zealand was down to a combination of Saeed Anwar's batting, Shoaib Akhtar's bowling, and a fanatical support that stormed onto the field at the end to proclaim an emphatic triumph. But Old Trafford on Wednesday was but the aperitif for the main course at Edgbaston the next day. The day when one Sydney newspaper proclaimed that God proved he finally was an Australian. The match that Steve Waugh said was the greatest he's ever played in, won 3 balls from the end when South Africa's last pair wilted under the pressure. The scores tied and Australia through under the tournament rules. Well, the overnight rain threatened to cast a shadow on the whole day, but mercifully there was only a 30-minute delay and we were set for the final, billed as the Speed Demon against the Sorcerer of Spin. The Speed Demon, Shoaib Akhtar, still chasing that elusive 100-mile-an-hour delivery in a side able to bat captain Wasim Akram at 9. Could Saeed Anwar hit a 3rd consecutive World Cup century? And the Sorcerer of Spin, Shane Warne, almost back to his best in a side with real steel, led by the most resilient of captains, Steve Waugh, and in Glenn McGrath, possessing their own potential pacey match winner. Well, Pakistan won the toss, and Wasim decided to bat. We pick it up with the 3rd ball of the first over. There's no score as yet. McGrath's bowling to Anwar, and our commentary team is Imran Khan, Barry Richards, Jeff Thompson, Mike Atherton, Richie Benno, and first of all, Jonathan Agnew.
That's where he loves it. Any width outside the off stump. That's the first chance for those flags to fly for the day.
This is Fleming who bowled that incredible last over.
It's edge but wide of the slip cordon. We're bringing on some evidence there. A little bit of extra bounce. That's very well played. And away down the slope for the second boundary. Now that, believe it or not, is on a building site outside the ground here. Goodness knows how those supporters got up there. And that's outside the ground. There are hundreds of Pakistan supporters outside, Lords. And they'll be cheering that, I'm sure. What a sensational catch. Mark Waugh at second slip. And Australia wanted that. He made only one. And look at Mark Waugh.
Well, Glenn McGrath's done it again. He knew his team needed a wicket. He's given them that breakthrough, and what a ball, I mean.
Extra bounce again here that caused the problem for Wasti, and there he goes.
Here's Abdur Razzaq coming now.
This is Damien Fleming. Oh, he's bowled in! Tremendous start here for Australia. And Fleming, who had an expensive previous over, with 14 coming from it, has broken through again.
Got an inside edge, laying away from his body. Ball actually didn't really do that much. Just came back a fraction, but that inside edge dragged it onto the stumps. And they've exposed their 2 main players now. Ijaz Ahmed, the most experienced batsman in the team, and follow him is Inzamam ul-Haq.
That was slow after the rain. But there's enough bounce on that to send it away for 4. So he's up off the mark. The second boundary in the over. That was a slow ball.
That's beautifully bowled. That one's nipped back down the hill. Ijaz has played all around that. Very lucky not to get it inside edge onto the stumps. Beautiful bowling from Glenn McGrath. Really is keeping them under pressure. Just the one run off that over. The last one was a maiden. Fantastic figures. And they'll be looking for two here. Rafal a little bit slow. Razak's fallen down, picked up his bat. Rafal saw that, but he still couldn't get the ball back in time. Razak had slipped at the other end and wasn't sure whether to go. Ijaz was already committed. Rafal spotted it, but the throw just had to go too far. Poor Rafal. He hasn't had a great World Cup, really. Poor Rafal. Experienced bowler. And that could be 4 leg bars. Fleming can't cut it off. No, he's given it as 4 wide. So I thought it might have just clipped the pad on the way through, but it didn't. Double change for Steve Waugh. Tom Moody. And there he goes. One of his favourites. Just a fraction short from Tom Moody. He's very strong, Ijaz. And that's a flashing shot again from Ijaz. And that's the 50. And the 15th.
Another good shot there. Pakistani fans happy with that.
And he's gone for a big one. It's up in the air. McGrath's under it. Got to be out. And he's dropped it. Can you believe that? The easiest catch you'll ever see. And Glenn McGrath has put it on the ground. Steve Waugh is not a happy man. Can you believe that? All the fielding that they do, and this is what happened.
Well, Razak didn't need to do this. It was a strange shot, and this is the simplest of catches for Glenn McGrath, who was a good catcher. And can you believe that? McGrath certainly can't. So, Pakistan get alive. That's exactly what they need. McGrath gets embarrassment after bowling so well. What a good catch. We've seen 2 today. One from Mark Waugh and then from his brother. Each of them absolutely brilliant.
Abdul Razak's already had 1 let off today, but no danger of him getting away with this one. Steve Waugh taking a brilliant catch. Low to his right, diving forward. They're always difficult to take when you dive forward. He makes no mistakes. A good wicket for Australia.
And Inzamam is on his way up. And it's the biggest cheer Inzamam has had for a while from supporters of both sides. He looked for a moment as though he might have been another run-out incident. Now Shane Warne is coming on the bowl. He's going to be at the nursery end. That's a fairly brave run, because I think we can say, when we look at the replay, that the batsmen weren't absolutely certain how far it had gone from the keeper Gilchrist. Good shot. Rifle has just pushed it down the hill. Let it go for 4. They'll pick up an easy 3. Oh! It's a classic.
Nice, Warnie, nice.
Little beauty.
Drift and spin here from Shane Warne. Feeling he's full of confidence after that semi-final win against South Africa.
What a ball. I suppose you could argue not quite as good as the one that knocked off Herschel Gibbs the other day, but that is an absolute cracker.
Ijaz is completely beaten for length here, goes back to a fullish ball. He should have been forward too. Absolute peach from Shane Warne. He's been bowling really well, you feel, since that game against South Africa. Full of confidence, big player rising to the big occasion.
Moeen Khan is the new batsman. Change of tactics, and this is an indication, I suppose, of two things. One, Pakistan are worried at 77 for 4, and two, they've gone the way they always go, and they're going to attack their way out of it. And there's a good start for Moeen Khan. Good sweep of the ball. Picked up 2 there. Now Steve Buckler might ask for third umpire there just to see what happened, because Rifle fumbled away down near the rope. Looks as though he's a fair way away from it there. Not quite as neat as he might have wished. Just beaten Mark Waugh. Too much does that. So Moeen Khan has picked up 4 from the first 2 deliveries from Shane Warne. His Rifle.
I know you're relatively new to commentating, Imran, but you know what's going to happen now, don't you?
Well, I hope not.
I rest my case.
Well, having watched Donald and Klusener running between the wicket, I guess this is what pressure does to you. Oh, that was out.
I heard a noise, the Australians heard a noise, and he's out. Very well taken by Gilchrist. Moeen Khan departs and Pakistan are now in trouble. 91 for 5, and when Shane Warne starts taking early wickets, it's often an ominous sign for the batting side. Moeen's out for 6.
Well, very good leg spinner. Spun, and Moeen just did not know what to do about it. I guess he didn't expect it to spin that much. And I guess this is the greatness of Shane Warne, his ability to make things happen even on surfaces where a leg spinner should not have been getting that much help. That really spun a lot, actually.
It's not a bad way to get off the mark, is it? He's a 19-year-old coming out in the World Cup final. His team 90 for 5. And he's just smashed Shane Warne straight down the ground.
More of this, 40.
Well, that was close. I thought it might have pitched outside the leg stump. But I really need to see another replay. That certainly was very close. And you can see from Shane Warne's face. Yes, it pitched just outside the leg stump.
There's the 100 for Pakistan. It hasn't been easy. 5 wickets down, and we're in the 29th over. Not too much for those supporters to cheer about up to now. Well, it's been given out caught behind. I wonder what Inzamam thinks of that. David Shepherd has raised the finger. Inzamam doesn't like it at all. I'll be honest, it sounded more of a soft sound to me, as if maybe the bat brushed the pad or the ball brushed the pad. Inzamam doesn't like it, as Australia are jubilant. 104 for 6.
Well, he missed that a long way. And David Shepherd, this is the second crucial mistake he's made. He gave Cornier out in the semi-final, and now this is nowhere close for Inzamam. No wonder he was so aggrieved about it. But I guess umpires are human. But that, I must say, was a bad mistake from the Pakistan point of view. They've really got to get on with it. And here's the man, Azhar Mahmood. He's got 3 Test hundreds to his name.
What a lovely response. The Australians there appealing for a catch down the leg side.
Well, a very experienced umpire. Was not at all first carefully studied whether that ball had hit anything, and then not deceived by that or distracted by that appeal, give it a wide.
Well, he's picked up 4. It's very nearly an acrobatic catch by Michael Bevan at backward point.
Well, Warne knows that he's going to go for everything, so Warne's trying everything to lure him. But this is a flighted spin wide outside the off stump, and Afridi really had to stretch to get at it. Almost hold out to point.
Well, he's nodding. As soon as he starts nodding, it's bad news. And Pakistan now really on the rack.
Well, there was no way Shahid Afridi was going to play any other game but to attack. And Warne, who had really been trying everything, finally got his man. Yes, that hit the back leg. That's what really got him. It did not hit the front foot. He missed it. He was beaten in flight, and it spun and hit the back leg. Very, very good bowling by Shane Warne. And the predictable bowling change. Steve Waugh's gone for his main strike bowler. Glenn McGrath's been brought back, and very understandably, there's Pakistan tottering at 113 for 7. Any captain would now try and finish it off.
So Wasim is the new batsman, but Mahmood is on strike. Not this time.
Great strength of Glenn McGrath. Gets a sharp bounce just short of a length. And that's really what beats the batsman. A steep bounce. And look at the carry there. As they're acknowledging.
Now here's an interesting confrontation. Oh, look at that spin.
Well, it looked as if it came out of the rough. But that really spun sharply. Didn't bounce at all.
It's got right angles. Beautiful
Still
take
at
too.
right angle, yes. Great take by the keeper. I mean, you would think just went at right angles. Well, this is what happens when a team comes under pressure. Everything going for the bowler. It's spinning. that actually did go from the rough. Very sharp turn.
That's got all the way. That's a wonderful response from Wasim Akram. And he's really got to do this, I think. He's the one left-hander now who could possibly have a go at Shane Warne and hit him with the spin. It's full of risk, of course, but with only 120 runs on the board, someone's got to try and put bat to ball.
That's a beautiful shot. Syed Anwar played a couple of very good shots at the top of the order, but nothing has been better than that one. Wonderfully struck through the offside by Azhar Mahmood.
Yeah, it's a beautiful cover drive there. He's hit on the rise. It wasn't a half volley. He's got his head over the delivery, punched it straight through the gap. Copy put cover drive that one, just what they needed. Unfortunately, they need a lot more than that.
And that's beautifully struck. He'll only get the one though. Good fielding again. Australians are really red hot in the field. Shane Warne getting across.
Really just destroyed the sawdust heap too from that end with that sliding dive. He just flattened it. That's the last bit of that pile there. Care of Shane Warne.
That's close, and that's out. He's chipped it back, and Azhar Mahmood is waiting. No, he's not. He's decided that Tom Moody did catch that one. So very good caught and bowled for Tom Moody, and more trouble for Pakistan. Azhar Mahmood out, caught and bowled by Tom Moody.
Well, he stood his ground there for a while, Azhar Mahmood. I don't know what for. It's just a regulation caught and bowled here. He hits it straight back. What question is there about that one? I think he's just stunned that he did it. It was a slower delivery there, I think, from Moody. Duddy Moore ends up. I'm sorry you're out, boy. On your way. And I'm sure that's what Moody said to him after he stayed there for a while. So disaster again here for Pakistan. That's the 8th wicket down. 129. Azhar Mahmood's gone for 8. This is how it felt. Tom Moody, a change of pace. Just hit it straight back to him. Simple catch.
Catch it! And he's gone again, and he's out! Oh, that is a real bonus for the Australians. Wasim Akram trying to go over the top. He's hit it straight to Steve Waugh. He made absolutely no mistake. He'd hit one out the park before. This one, not off the middle of the bat, straight to Stephen Waugh, who made no mistake at all.
Well, this is off the bottom corner of the cue, off the bottom corner of the bat there. He tries to hit it over mid-wicket, doesn't get a good piece of it. And a very simple catch there, straight to Steve Waugh, who was over the moon, and so is Warney. Warney again taking the wicket, 4th wicket for him. And look at the elation on his face. An absolute despair of Wasim Akram. So the 9th wicket goes now. Akram's gone for 8 as well. 129 the score. So now it's Shoaib Akhtar. Everyone was talking about how he's got to do it with the ball. Well, at the moment he's got to do it with the bat. And this is how the last wicket fell. Wasim Akram, like Barry Richards said, not really one for hanging in there. Wanted to get on with it. Didn't get a good piece of it, and just a simple catch there. The Australian captain, captain to captain. And the one in the yellow outfit is on top.
Well, there's the top scorer. 25 extras out of 130 for 9. Off the mark then for a show. You can really tell when Warne's bowling well. Just drifts into the right-hander and then spins away. And again, good turn. Another excellent over from Warne. He's absolutely delighted and really pumped up. And we see Shane Warne right at the top of the list with Jeff Allett, who bowled so well for New Zealand. Economy rates also very good there, the first three. And he's gone after that one, and it's just wide. It's only a single. I wondered how long it would take. He'd been patient for a couple of deliveries, Shoaib, and then he really flashed it one. And that's in the end. What a great catch! Brilliant catch from Ricky Ponting. There's been some great catches throughout this World Cup. Jimmy Adams springs to mind, but not many are better than that one. Fantastic catch from Ricky Ponting. Pressure from the Australians. They've just been too good.
Well, look at the smile on his face. That one didn't come that fast. It's one of those ones that falls short as well. And that's a full stretch lob. That is superb. I don't think there's anybody else out there on the Australian side that could have made that ground so quickly. Not even Mark Moore. And look at Glenn McGrath. He can't believe it himself. The Australians just on fire here at the moment. This will give you a better idea of it. Very awkward when they blancmange like that. Very awkward delivery there. Great delivery there from McGrath. And that's the end of Pakistan. 132, 39 overs. All sorts of drama for them. Saqlain Mushtaq, the last man out for a duck. Shoaib remained not out, but a sensational effort there from the Australians.
Well, it was, but just how much was Wasim regretting winning the toss? At 68 for 2, perhaps a big score was possible, but a combination of injudicious shots and terrific bowling and fielding made that the lowest ever score in a World Cup final. Extras were the top scorer. Shane Warne, absolutely magnificent, 4 for 33, but Glenn McGrath with 2 for 13 from 9 overs was almost unplayable on occasions. The Australians' 2 big-name bowlers producing the goods on the big occasion, and Warne finishing joint top wicket-taker in the competition. Well, Wasim Akram's team talk at the break must have been interesting. How on earth could he convince his team that he still had a chance of winning? Here's the Australian reply. It's the first ball, and Wasim Akram himself is bowling to Mark Waugh.
And the bowlers got away with the wide, but very sensibly the umpires in this match today, working on the basis that it's a final, haven't been all that hard on wide. Certainly not the first one bowled by any bowler.
Well, there's going to be a bit of weight on this man's shoulders. I won't say for once in this competition, but for once he's got a small target to protect. He's gone for a few different scores throughout. He's taken the wickets, but he's gone for 50s a couple of times in this World Cup. He won't be able to afford that luxury today, but he's out there for his wicket taking, and he's been doing that, that's for certain. Just 2 slips as he runs into Gilchrist.
Just short. Hassan Mahmood is the man coming in. I suspect he didn't quite pick it up straight away, but that's the sort of stroke Shoaib Akhtar will induce.
Well, it's pretty good that he took his time to size him up, Richie. First delivery he gets, first short ball, he's gone for it off a man that's supposed to be the quickest man around at the moment.
This is what happened to Shoaib Akhtar. He bowled a bouncer, then he went down and he's cracked his right knee on the ground. That was why he was limping back to his mark there, but even more hurtful was the fact that the ball didn't carry. Gilchrist. That's good running. Oh, what on earth was that? I got a feeling that he threw that and caught the ball in his leg or his trousers or something like that.
I don't know, but it was a very ordinary throw. I don't know what that was, but it's got to be the worst throw I've seen for a long, long time.
played beautifully by Gilchrist. That's when he's at his best, and he's able to play off the front foot. Well, that's 4, whereas the other day up at Edgbaston, it was out. But he's got that pretty much off the middle of the bat. Just out of reach of the man at backward square, 4 runs. He's done that very crisply. Most elegant lean across to the offside, and he just stroked it away through the covers. That's where the man was. Not there anymore, and it's gone for 6. Wazim Akram pushed him wide. He was a good 20 yards finer than that, and waiting for Gilchrist to play the stroke squarer. A similar type stroke would have been anticipated by Wazim Akram. 6. Now that's a good shot. He's played 2 straight down the ground, one off Wazim Akram on the offside, and that one a beautiful on drive, not all that easy a stroke to play. Gilchrist, when he's batting runners, he's prepared to wait for the one that's slightly overpitched. That is absolute cracker.
Good afternoon, Azhar. Got hold of that.
Well, we knew Gilchrist could hit the ball, but we're seeing it today. What better time than a World Cup final? Unfortunately, not a closely fought final. It's really become a one-sided contest.
Not a bad way to reach a 50. And in the circumstances, that's a brilliant innings. For an opening batsman to come out after a small target, knowing that there was a sharp attack waiting to try and knock away 2 or 3 wickets, which is what Pakistan had to do. Shoaib and Wasim gave it everything, but he's come out here and made 53 from only 33 balls. It's okay, Mushtaq coming on perhaps a little earlier than he would like, but there's not really much of an option. Only 2 men could be outside the circle, of course, so Gilchrist might get after him here.
Catch it!
In fact, he's got a wicket first ball. Inzamam looks to have been felled there for a moment at mid-off. But he's clung onto the catch, at least give Pakistan a token wicket. And Gilchrist's blazing innings is over.
Well, that was very firmly hit. Inzamam takes the catch, but I think he's injured himself. He already had an injury on his finger. And that's Adam Gilchrist, 54 in just 36 deliveries. 6 over third man of Shoaib Akhtar. This is the stroke. Very firmly hit. Straight to Inzamam. Catches it. And you can see it catches it on his thumb.
Ferocious hit. And it brings Ricky Ponting out at number 3. Gilchrist out for 54 from only 36 balls. He's taken Australia to within 58 of victory. Senzimon is leaving the field. Well played indeed. There's no finer sight than that. The fastest bowler in the world, tearing in from 35 yards. Has just been hooked for 4.
It's such a pity that they don't allow at least one bounce run over, because we do not see this hook shot anymore in one-day cricket.
Followed by that. And Pakistan's misery almost complete now. Wasim has brought himself back on.
Oh, I thought that was fairly close. Perhaps pitched outside the leg stump. But it certainly was hitting. I just didn't think maybe it didn't pitch it. Well, what did you think, Jonathan?
It's a very good shout. It certainly pitched in line. And that is magnificently played. That really was a wonderful stroke.
Ricky Ponting is talented, but just look at that footwork. He gets to the pitch of the ball, and really it was supposed to be the top spinner, and he's still, since he got to the pitch of the ball, was just able to stroke it between mid-on and mid-wicket for 4.
Oh, bowling it!
Up comes 100. Another fumble. And there's another boundary, takes Australia ever closer to the target of 133.
Australians bowl magnificently, fielded well except for one drop chance. And once again, they're well led. That's well caught. It's a good delivery. Gone away from Ricky Ponting. He's followed it and got the outside edge, and Moeen Khan has taken the catch.
Wasim Akram's bowling from the pavilion end at Lords, and you'd expect the ball to come back down the hill, but in fact that one continued to move across Ricky Ponting, followed it and edged it to Moeen Khan. Small consolation for Wasim Akram, who is the Pakistan captain today, will be so disappointed at his team's performance. Failed to live up to the expectations of the crowd.
It went away a long way. It was very well bowled by Wasim Akram. Darren Lehmann is the new batsman coming out. 112 for 2, Australia. Mark Waugh is on 30. He's only faced 46 deliveries, so he hasn't had all that much of the strike. Gilchrist a brilliant 54 from 36 balls. Darren Lehmann just coming out to bat now after Ponting's been dismissed for 24. A straight out belt off the front foot. Didn't even bother to go onto the back foot to play the square cut. turrets on the Tavern side, where it always runs downhill. Very little chance of catching anything like that. Lovely stroke from Mark Waugh. Just a delay here with spectators running on the field. It's not going to do them much good at 129 for 2. Four runs to win. And that's it. 133 for 2. 179 balls to spare for the Australians. A good innings from Mark Waugh, a blazing one from Adam Gilchrist.
Well, this was the winning hit. Darren Lehmann there at the end. Cut the short ball away from Saqlain Mushtaq. This is the reaction on the Australian balcony. The winning moment, the captain in the middle, he's been the centre of Australia's victory charge. Nobody deserves the World Cup more than he does.
Mark Waugh has played a big hand in things over here. All sorts of wonderful things have happened, including that Australia had to win every match from a certain point in this competition.
The only half-century of the match from Adam Gilchrist off only 36 balls, nearly 30 overs to spare, the target reached with alarming ease, the scoring rate almost 7 and over, and fitting that one of the Waugh brothers should be there at the finish. Shoaib Akhtar hit 96 on the speedometer at one stage, and if his first ball had produced a wicket, as it easily could have done, who knows if things might have been a little different, but essentially no target to bowl at all. So the result, the margin 8 wickets, more a skirmish than a war, and not surprisingly the man of the match was Shane Warne.
Shane, congratulations on another marvellous performance.
Yeah, obviously it's I woke up this morning and wanted to make amends for the last World Cup final, and I suppose to win it today, all the boys did well, and I suppose they come out all right too. It was a good feeling.
You saved your best for last, the last 2 performances, man of the match jobs. That must be pleasing.
Yeah, well, I thought I'd been bowling pretty well throughout the whole tournament. A couple of off days, but I think it's just the nature of the game. And the last couple of games, I think the ball's come out pretty well. And I suppose there must be something in it. A couple of big games sort of brought out the best in me. And, yeah, it was something we'll always remember.
They really seemed to fizz today as well.
Yeah, I'll thank the curator for the wicket. It looked like a good wicket and it turned. And I think, you know, this whole World Cup is definitely something to remember. And, you know, everyone, the support has been fantastic through some tough times over the last few months, and it's been well appreciated.
Just a couple of signs, I thought, today that you were convinced that it's pretty well back as well. That correct?
Yeah, there's a few times there I tried a couple of things and it all worked. And, you know, I went wide of the crease a few times and tried a few wrong-uns and a few flippers, and that happened, and I suppose it was something I'll never forget because it all went our way. And you know, the boys have been fantastic through everything, and it's just been a great tournament.
Congratulations on another great effort.
Thanks very much, Ian.
Steve, congratulations. You must be a very proud man.
Yeah, I'm very proud. It was a great performance. We saved our best till last. I wasn't quite sure whether we could pick ourselves up after those last 2 games, but all the guys dug deep. We executed the plan magnificently, and all the guys really wanted it today.
Was there some time during the tournament where you thought you were destined to win it, the way things went?
Well, we had to do it tough all the way. I guess the semi-final was probably a defining moment when we got out of that game, and things, I guess, do go in your favour, and that was probably one of those moments. But you still got to make it happen, and the way we played today was just great.
And I guess it's nice to get a bit of help from your brother. That first catch really got the team going.
Yeah, we've talked about taking half chances, which we hadn't done most of the tournament. But today we pulled them off. You know, we hit the stumps, we took some great catches, and that was what it was all about.
Yeah. You've said all along that you've got a little bit more there, and you haven't played at your best. I think today you must have come pretty close.
Yeah, that was certainly the closest we got to it. I thought our bowling was great, our fielding magnificent, and our batting was really positive under pressure situations. So today was as close as we get to getting it right.
And good pitch. I mean, suited Australia. It's a bit of bounce there. It looked like a pretty good track.
Yeah, I think it was probably a 260 sort of wicket. So having bowled Pakistan out so cheaply, we really should have won it comfortably, which we did. But yeah, it was a great performance with the ball.
And Glenn McGrath, I guess your two big match players with the ball, Glenn McGrath and Shane Warne, did a terrific job.
Yeah, they certainly bowled superbly, but you can't take anything away from guys like Paul Rifle and Tom Moody, Damien Fleming. I thought they were great today as well, and they probably don't quite get the credit the top line bowlers do, but it really was a great team effort.
Was in bad luck.
Yeah, today I think I'm a satisfied man because we got beaten by a better side, and I would like to thank the people back home in Pakistan. They have been amazing, and especially support we got here in England. Without the support, we wouldn't have been here where we are today. And in the end, I would like to thank the whole Pakistan team. The way they fought all the way, I think qualifying for the final was a great achievement by the whole side. And the team management, Dr. Zafar Altaf and our chairman Khalid Amoon. And I would like to thank everyone who have been helping me and the whole side from last month or two.
I guess the one thing you want to do in a final is play at your best as a team. I guess a little disappointing that you didn't perform better.
Yeah, it's disappointing. The game was disappointing, but like I said, we got beaten by a better side today, and they showed all the way from last 6-7 games they were consistent enough, and all credit goes to Steve Waugh and his side.
I guess the encouraging thing for Pakistan, you've got a lot of very good young cricketers, and they'll go on to get better.
Yeah, that's a satisfied moment for me, that the youngsters we have, they're mentally very tough, they've been through a lot, and credit goes to them and my senior players who have been backing me up for the last 6 months. So I'm satisfied, man.
And you've enjoyed the captaincy role? You want to go on with that a bit longer?
Absolutely. That's what I'm going to have to think a little more, because I think I achieved whatever I wanted to. And I would like to thank everyone, the people who have been supporting me, my family, my wife, and everybody.
Okay, congratulations on the way you've performed in the tournament. Well done. Steve Waugh to receive the trophy.